Hi, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
And we are Working Class Nerds.
We're the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, May 23rd, 2019, and you can find this, I think I finally fixed our Mike's podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and
WorkingClassNerds.com.
You can find the both of us on Twitter. I am at MarcusB814.
And I am at Nick Vern. That's Nickvern. And this week's episode, we originally had Nick Lorfino from Bactrian Games, who, if you don't know, those are the creators of our favorite game from PAX East, Norman's Night in the Cave, which is an awesome mobile game type of platformer. It was epic. But because somebody, Marcus, messed with the mixer settings and screwed it up, we can't use any of that audio. So we're going to have Nick come back. But instead of just not having a podcast, we're going to be talking about SWTOR's 5.10.3 update, the Dantooine Incursion, plus, all of our fun gaming adventures that we've gone on this week with just the two of us.
It's not my fault, though.
No, it's really Google Plays.
Right, so
we use
Google Hangouts, and our sound was great in Audacity.
Yeah, and the local recording was great.
And then when we used Google Hangouts for the actual recording,
it blew everything way out of proportion.
It was
that was the whole show.
That was the entire show.
And then Nick's audio was fine.
Yeah.
So he sounded if you adjusted to our awful extra loudness, and then Nick would sound like a little church mouse in the background.
Well, you couldn't even hear him.
Right, you couldn't even hear him. So that's why ours was speaker breakingly loud, and then Nick's audio was by comparison super, super quiet, so you could never even hear him. So that's why we couldn't use it.
But I think it sounds really good now after 2 hours of messing with this mixer and watching a couple YouTube videos.
Yep.
Speaking of YouTube, I don't know if anybody out there watches MMA.
Yeah.
I don't watch it, but Nick decided to put
some MMA.
Yeah, some MMA on the TV and watch these dudes fight. And let me tell you something. There's not a chance in hell that I would go into some ring. Okay, a bar fight, sure.
That happens.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you just got to do what you got to do. But, signing up to go in a ring to, get your ass pummeled like that dude had those 2 giant gashes on his face.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
And he broke his hand.
Oh, yeah, so he couldn't keep – he wanted to keep fighting, but his coach was
dude,
no, dude.
If your hand's broken, you're not being able to fight, and I'm not putting you back out there.
Right, it's over.
You can't fight. It's over. Yeah.
Rest for 6 to 8 weeks, and then we'll get your strength back, and then you can go back and fight.
Right. For reference, it was UFC 238. Or, sorry, not UFC 2. It was a different fight, but it was Tony Ferguson versus Pettis. I forgot his first name.
Who knows?
But, yeah, Pettis got jacked up.
And this is not an MMA podcast. I was just saying that.
Yeah, I just chucked it on.
Yeah, there's blood all over the ring, and
it was pretty intense.
But note to self, Nick.
Never don't do it.
Fuck with me. Anyways, so Nick, what have you been doing this week now that you're school free for now and girlfriend's
in Colombia?
Yeah, so you have all the time in the world for
all video games basically. I've been playing, well, I'll give it to that in a second, but in real life news, I started my new position at the hospital, so I'm officially a vampire. No, the actual title is Emergency Department Technician, and that comes with a scrub color change / upgrade. So
you have to buy your own scrubs?
Yeah.
That's weak.
It is a little weak, but, I mean, whatever. They're not that bad. You buy them once and you're done,
What if you gain weight and they don't fit?
Then that's on you. That's not the employer's fault. But so I went from Brown, which was my primary role before was a patient transport person.
Yeah, hence Brown. What can Brown do for you? Yeah, UPS, and you're transporting people.
Right.
The hospital just got it right.
Well, I didn't like that color. So now I'm maroon, which is a lot better compared to brown. And I'm the person that'll draw your blood if you need lab work, so I get paid to stab people, which is kind of crazy.
It's gross.
I also do the full 12-lead EKGs, which is basically you slap a bunch of stickers on somebody in certain spots, and then hook up wires to those stickers. Then from that info, you can tell what the electrical activity of a person's heart is, so you can tell all kinds of stuff about their heart.
And note to self.
Yeah.
they tell you it's not going to rip the hair off your chest.
Oh, it does.
It
big time.
100% does.
I don't know who told you that. They wouldn't, but it definitely rips the hair off. It's a free waxing. Especially, so like the 12-lead EKG ones, the stickers are like the size of a dime. They're small. But if it's a 3-lead, the stickers are way bigger. They're the size of like a silver dollar or bigger. And or like a saltine cracker. I think they're squares. So in those ones, the saltine cracker size stickers will definitely give you a waxing.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
That was my computer telling me that there's virus software protection needs to be updated.
Oh, that's the worst. So what else? So basically I'm just excited to have a more medically based role in the hospital than I had
it's how
before.
your growth is.
Yeah.
Just like being a carpenter, right? You start off by learning how to cut on the chop saw.
Right, and then you can actually like install things and then it's like,
learn
wow.
to cut baseboard.
Right.
Wow, look what I can do. And then you can use a nail gun. And
right.
then you learn sandpaper.
Right, and then you eventually, when you're like a Jedi Knight instead of just a Padawan, you learn how to cope.
Exactly.
Right.
And then you like do it the first time, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm the man.
I'm the man. I can do anything.
Yeah.
And then you do it a second time and you fuck it up and you're like, oh, no, okay, never mind.
Back to the drawing board. But either way, it's good. And it's more money, right?
Yes. It's it's $2 an hour more base pay, which is
perfect.
Sweet. And I'm working in the evening instead of like in the day, so I get an extra like $1 an hour for that. So
what time do you usually get out?
My new shift will be 3 p.m. to 11:30 p.m.
So you get to be completely fucking lazy in the morning and just sleep in until
like that's
noon.
what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the perfect college job.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you'll sleep till noon, and then
I get home at like midnight.
I guess I'll get up. It's like 1 PM. You take a shower, and you're like, all right, I'll start my day.
Coffee.
And then you're up until like fucking 4 AM.
Right.
Playing video games.
Yes, that's pretty much. 3 AM last night is what I was doing. Well, although I didn't work last night. We recorded a whole podcast that we couldn't use. So.
Do you remember that? I remember that time.
Yeah, the whole time we recorded an entire podcast,
and it was a great episode.
Yeah, and then we couldn't use any of the audio.
All right. So, have you been playing any games?
Yes. So, I'll go through what I was going to read, what I read for yesterday, and then I'll add to it because I played a bunch more today. So, obviously, everyone knows some different stuff, but hang on. In video game news, I started God of War, and now I'm like 15 hours into it probably, which is awesome. Obviously, everyone already knows some of these things, but I just want to go through different aspects of God of War.
Well, stuff that you're experiencing.
Right. Most people have already played it. That's what I meant. The graphics are epic. Even on my regular PS4, I don't even have a PS4 Pro. It looks really, really, really nice. The story is good as well. It kind of keeps you in the dark just a little bit. Just enough so that like you want to know what's going on, but you're not like totally confused. So it makes you pay attention to every cutscene and not just like put the controller down. I also really like the pacing of the like the fighting and the combat. So there's different enemy types to go through all the time, but besides just like the sort of, I don't know, I call them like the minions, like different enemy types of like the ads, I guess, and so
yeah, ads.
There's also like sprinkled in mini bosses and bosses to fight too. So it's not just, and there's different types of those. So it's not just like hordes and hordes of enemies that you got to fight through. It's
right.
really mixed up, which is nice. So it's a nice balance of like puzzles in the sort of dungeony areas, mixed with different enemy types, mixed with like mini bosses all over the place. And then plus all the collectibles you can find and upgrades and things like that. I think it's really nicely balanced, and I can't wait to play more. If you haven't played God of War yet, maybe skip for the next minute, but I've just got to a part where, so spoiler warning, I just got to a part where you're in the Nordic like realm. Midgard is one of them, and then I found out that you can go to other realms within like the Nordic mythology, I guess, which I didn't realize.
Yes.
I kind of forgot about. So I just got to the part where like you go to a different realm, and that's pretty cool. That I just realized I'm going to be going to different realms like all throughout the game, and then like going back and forth.
And did you notice like the sun? He'll like point to something and not say anything.
Yeah.
And if you follow that, you'll find like some epic loot.
Yeah.
Or like you'll find like a mini boss, and then he drops the massive awesome loot.
Yeah.
And what's superb about that game is, once you're past the linear part of it, you can essentially go anywhere you want.
Right.
And
I think I'm basically at that point now.
But I don't know if the different areas are level scaled or.
I think some of them are. So, like, I know I found a bunch of things. So it might be more than a minute. So keep skipping ahead if you're just checking back in. But
everybody who's played God of War. I mean, what did the Russo brothers say for Endgame 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like, you talk all you want.
That's true. Okay.
It's not spoilers anymore.
That's true. So I think I'm I'm past the point. Oh, well, you know, there's like collectibles you can unlock. I know 2 of the realms you can't. They're not part of the story. You have to like unlock them, and then they basically have like bosses and
it's
like,
the grind.
That's
the end game.
Yeah, that's the epic loot spots. But you have to find these ciphers. I think you need 4 of them to unlock the realm or whatever. And I found 3 of them so far for one of them.
Right.
And then you can get into that area. So I don't think I'm figuring if that's like epic end game level gear, that probably doesn't level scale. Like if I went into it now, I'd probably get my ass kicked. I'm not either. But if I had to guess, if the loot is the same, it must not level scale. You know,
the way I've always played a sandbox game like that, because it is a sandbox game.
Yeah.
I always follow the story, but like in the areas where you land in Crazy Dot Land.
Yeah.
I'll explore the hell out of that place.
Right, and then move on to the next story.
So I keep with the story because I find like I'll skip a story's part and then I'll be stuck because I'm like, I'll get all the way to the story part and they're like, you can't do this part.
Right.
Or you finish the area and then you realize. Then you go back to do the story part, and then you end up back at the same place you were.
Right.
And that's the only part that is...
You get a little screwed up about yeah. So I try to... I like to do that too, though. It's like unlock a new area and then explore the whole area. Like that's what I did. When you get to that first lake, that's what I did. I went and there's like a quest to help all 4 souls on like the islands of the lake or whatever. So I went and did that, and that's where I ended up finding 2 of those cipher pieces to unlock that other realm.
The game is so good.
It's great.
I feel like you may not be into it in the beginning.
Yeah, but you need like 4 hours, and then you like by the time you hit the lake, you're in it.
Yeah, exactly. Like the linear tutorial part is pretty long.
Yeah, it's probably like 4 or 5 hours or so.
I don't know actually how long it
is. I don't either. I'm just thinking of like how long it took me to.
I just remember that first fight with that dude.
Yeah,
and he was like a god, and like. Are you playing it on easy or medium or hard?
Medium.
Okay, so you're playing it normal, so you're getting the story and you're getting a little bit of a challenge.
Right. It's not like I can't not pay attention to the combat.
That dude is whoops your ass.
Dude, yeah.
And
that took me like probably almost an hour to finish that fight because I kept dying.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't know what the hell you're doing, and
it's like immediate.
And then this dude has like whoops your ass, and you have to like memorize like his move set and like how you're going to counter it each time because it changes as it's almost like an ops boss fight. Yeah. Not obviously that complicated, but
well, it is complicated because it's 1-on-1,
right?
And like if you're not dodging this,
you have to dodge this attack and you can counter this attack. Yeah, I think towards the end of it you have to counter his attacks. It's the only way you can do damage to him. Or something like that.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
It was insane.
And that's like the first bit. I think that's the first fight of the game.
I think you fight like 3 little things.
Oh, right. Yeah. You fight. Right. You have like 3 little minions, and then you get thrown into
no. I think it's right after you fight that tall thing.
Oh, is it a giant or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, still, it's pretty. It's like within an hour of starting it.
I didn't even know what I was doing when I got to that guy, and then they throw this guy at me, and I was like,
yeah.
All right.
I will say the cinematics were pretty epic, though.
Oh, it's awesome, man. And, as I was trying to say earlier, is you may not be hooked on it the second you play it, but as you play it, you must get so hooked because of the son-father connection.
Right.
And, like...
It's weird because, like, Kratos isn't...
Loving?
Yeah, not at all. Like, he's a god of war, and, like, he probably was loving at one point, but, like...
No, he's not loving.
Oh, so I don't remember from the original games. I mean, way back he might have been, but he's so, like, corrupted from all the fighting and war. He's just, like, gruff and not compassionate at all. I mean, he, like, does a decent job of teaching the kid, but, like, he's so, like, stoic about it and Spartan-like, I guess.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's doing all of this for his son.
Yeah, and he's, like, toughening him up.
And teaching him the ways because he's going to be the next god of war.
Right. That's what I assume is going to happen.
But anyway.
Back at the ranch.
You play any Mortal Kombat?
I played like 15 minutes before we started playing yesterday, or started recording yesterday. I mean,
Yeah,
but that's about it. And
that's the purpose of that game.
right. Jump on,
do a couple of combos, and
jump off.
Yeah, jump off.
So that's about it for me. What have you been up to this week, Marcus?
My job has basically been my life.
Yeah.
The business is just, it's that time of year where everything is just kicking into high gear.
Yeah.
And, I had literally like 75 sheets of plywood delivered to the shop.
Jesus.
Oh, my God. And, of course, my guys weren't there to help me unload it.
Conveniently.
Yeah, and so I had to carry all the sheets. It sucked.
That sucks big time.
Like $8,000 later, 70 sheets of plywood.
Gee, what do you make? Are you building like a structure with all that?
No. It's all for kitchens. I got to build
okay.
2 kitchens and these crazy built-ins.
Was it what's the upgraded wood? Not pine.
No, they're birch and maple plywoods.
Birch. That's what I wanted to say.
And some of them are one side finished already, one side raw birch or raw maple, because those need to be finished with my spray gun.
Right.
And then some of them are double-sided.
Well, that was my point. Is like it's not like these are MDF plywood or whatever it's called.
No.
Like these are a lot more dense than regular plywood too.
One of the maple sheets is like $228 a sheet.
Jesus.
Well, I'm not fucking paying for it.
And
I'm paying for it, but I'm not paying for it.
But then you make it extra pretty, and then you get paid more for it. So.
Well, they're going to get a kitchen out of it, right?
Right.
You see my kitchen; it's beautiful.
Right.
That's what somebody else is getting.
Right. Same thing, and that's worth paying quite a price for.
Yeah, but so
capitalism.
It's custom made.
Right.
You can order something that's built in China, or you can just have me build it with my hands.
Right.
Doesn't matter to me. I'll put in both, but I would suggest you may have the one made by me.
Right. It looks a lot nicer.
But anyway, it's just been insane. And, Fridays, I've been watching the kids during the day. So I've been on daddy daycare. Mm-hmm. So I've been working at night. So Carrie will come home, and we'll do an early supper, and I'll leave for work like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'll work till like 2 in the morning in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come home, go to bed right away because I can barely keep my eyes open. And then kids are up at 5:30 if we're lucky.
Right.
And then I go back to work on Saturdays, because if I'm working on a job site during the week, you can't just skip a day. You need that day.
Right.
So, needless to say,
you've been just a little bit busy.
Yeah, and shout out to Dr. SWTOR. They just, congratulations, guys. You guys just beat the tanks. I just got a live update. They beat the tanks in explosive conflict hard mode.
Wow, congratulations.
That's huge. That fight sucks.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
You don't want to know. That fight sucks. Anyway, so in gaming, on Tuesday, which was 2 days ago now, I feel like I've already said this.
Because you have.
Yeah, congratulations to Dent. Great job, friend of the show. He organized 8 people. I was one of them, to go do Dread Fortress story mode to get to Brontes, which is the last boss. So then we could do our mandatory fun night for the AIE Guild, which then we took 16 people there. We got to Brontes. We one-shotted her, which was epic, and then we went over to Dread Palace, and we got all the way to the last boss, but we ran out of time. So that's huge. That's great. But, it's always fun to get a group of 16 people together for any boss fight, story mode, hard mode, anything, for me at least, because it brings a new challenge, because not only 8 people,
right,
it's 16 people that got to be doing their job.
Right.
And it's really fun. On Mondays lately, we've been doing a lot of flashpoints, master mode flashpoints, and, we've kind of converted the Fun Feeling Mondays to almost like a master mode flashpoint Mondays, which is pretty cool, because they're a good challenge. You have 2 DPS, 1 tank, and 1 healer, and it's really been fun. And it's a nice change of pace, because I never really do flashpoints.
Right.
So it's just another thing for me to do. the other thing I've been doing is, as I've been chilling, I've been watching a lot of Kogus' streams. You know, watching his stream, what I like about it is he gives you the total package for a video game, right? I've never really understood Twitch streaming. Like, I would pop in and say hello to people, but something that I really like about his stream is he's attentive to the chat. Mm-hmm. So he's a PvPer, so there's some downtime and stuff, but he's a personal person, and then he also has he pays attention to the chat, and then he has music playing in the background, which is pretty sweet, and he does song requests. So you could request, what's a song that I know you like? Oh, Achy Breaky Heart. I know you love that song. So you could play that, and then I would play something awesome like Wu-Tang Chess Boxing or something like that. And what's cool is you can do that, and he's doing some really cool giveaways. His stream is just awesome.
Yeah.
So there's that. And the last thing, I've been laptop hunting, because and as everybody who listens to the podcast knows, I'm kind of a resolution snob. Like, I want my laptop to be
similar to your.
Well, I can't afford that. Like, if I was to get a laptop that was even remotely close, it'd be like $3,000.
Yeah, that's great.
And all I use my laptop for is a little bit of work, this podcast, and SWTOR.
Right.
But
like SWTOR in auxiliary, like
right. So this laptop is awesome. I love my laptop. It's an Alienware 13-inch. I think it's an R3 or an R4. I love it.
Yeah.
The screen is touchscreen, which I never had a touchscreen monitor before.
Mm-hmm.
But for a laptop, it's actually kind of convenient because if you don't have a mouse and you don't want to use a trackpad, you can just kind of touch as you go.
Yeah.
I don't use it a lot, but it's a convenience thing. Also, too, the screen is 2K. That's a real positive for me because it's crisp. Like, you see by this screen on this laptop, the screen is unbelievable on this laptop. But the video card doesn't support 2K gaming.
That's how mine is, too. I've got my screen's 4K here, and my video card is even worse than yours, so it's an even bigger discrepancy.
So I messed with it last night, and I finally figured out how to screen lock it.
Okay.
So
at
in 1080p.
Yeah.
So I can play a game at a decent resolution and all that, which is great. But I'm buying a new laptop, and I've been really, like, going back and forth between the Acer Predator, Helos, and the Alienware 15-inch.
Right. They're both 15-inch. Right.
Correct.
Yeah. They're both 1060.
Well, so that's the tricky thing, is a 1060 came out. What year are we in? In 2017.
Yeah.
That's when the 1060 came out, or maybe 2016. So it's already like a 3-year-old card.
Yeah.
But you can get a laptop at a great price. But I'm afraid if I buy one with that card, I'm buying something and like next year I'm going to need a new laptop again.
Right.
And I don't want to have to do that.
Right.
So it's kind of a
You should probably
like SWTOR is a real heavy CPU computer. Like
game.
Program game. It hogs the CPU. So having the hexa-core, the 6-core processor is going to really help.
Right.
But I'm really torn between those two. Like, I have my Alienware, and I absolutely love it. If I could change the video card in this laptop, I would never get rid of this laptop.
Right.
But on the other side is a friend of mine's going to buy it off me. I'm giving him a great price on it, and this computer's legit.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I don't want to get rid of it, but the video card is not allowing me to do the things that I want to do with it.
Right.
So that's what I've been up to. In SWTOR news, there was a little bit of discrepancy, I guess I could say.
Discourse,
yeah. So there's you can get a masterwork crystal from doing things, killing bosses, doing your OSIS dailies and all that stuff, and with your rep you can get gear with those crystals, et cetera, et cetera. Well, there's a weekly event to earn a crystal, and for the 3rd week in a row, it's Galactic Starfighter.
Right, which, as you know, Marcus is as big a fan of as I am of Achy Breaky Heart.
Yeah. And, I mean, we
Billy
hosted
Ray Cyrus,
that.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah. And we did a mega event where we did GSF, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and me and Seema just sat in the back and watched everybody fly into asteroids and do stuff, and at the end, we both kind of were in agreement, and we were both like, we are never playing this again. I was like, it's so dumb. And then there's Scrubland Chad, who loves GSF.
Yeah.
He loves it.
I'm not into it.
I get dizzy.
Yeah, whenever I play a flying simulator like that, like Battlefield or whatever, I always like end up getting all discombobulated. Sometimes I get dizzy, sometimes I won't, but I always get all screwed up. I'm just not good at those. Right. I could never be a real pilot. I've mastered the 2 dimensions with a car. That's about all I can handle.
Right. So anyway, through all this discourse, as Nick said, about this 3rd week of GSF, right. Eric wrote something
in the forums to kind of address
yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and he said,
"Hey folks, let me add a little more clarity on how the system works exactly. There are a number of systems in our game that are inherently tied together, even if they may not seem to be. This is one of those cases. The weekly Masterwork mission is directly tied to whatever conquest is running on any given week. The reason that this makes the weekly mission random is that our conquest schedule is also random. It's worth noting that the exception to this rule is when we manually override the random schedule when events run. An example of this would be that next week and the week after, we know that the Dantooine conquest will be running. The weekly mission that runs alongside that conquest is not GSF, which is how I was able to answer the question of what is coming next week. I hope that adds some clarity to what is happening with the weekly missions, and thank you all, Eric."
So basically what he's saying is, look at, we didn't expect this to happen.
Right.
But because the conquest is random.
It just randomly selected Galactic Starfighter 3 weeks in a row.
Because it's tied to these 3 things.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bleh.
Yeah.
Moving on. One thing that is coming next Tuesday with 5.10.3, which we're about to talk about, is they're going to be fixing some of the companion issues. Mm-hmm. So, Nick, I don't know if you have logged in or not, but basically if your companion is more than 30 meters away from you, it stays away from the fight. So if me and you, it's wicked annoying. So if you're doing something tougher, and your
companion's healing you, you're
correct,
just screwed.
And you're more than 30 meters away, guess what? Yeah, you're gonna die.
Yeah, that would happen to me a lot.
Yeah, unless you're really good.
Well, I'm not.
Me neither.
I always have Darkside Jace set to heal.
How can you do that? She looks all demented with dark circles under her eyes and stuff.
She likes it.
No,
she likes it so much she ended up marrying my character.
That's just bad.
It's awesome.
No.
She's the evil empress.
Anyways, so they know this is a problem and they're going to fix it. Mm-hmm. But it's coming. So, in guild news,
I don't see. Oh, here we go. Friday, June 14th, 9 p.m. Eastern is a mega event. We'll be doing something fun. Marcus doesn't have any idea. Shout out to Liberty. At whatever they're doing afterwards, they're going to be going to Liberty Stronghold at the end of the night for a dance party.
Boomba!
Want to see Marcus dance? Go to the mega event June 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern. And
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, also, if you have any suggestions as what you might want to do for the mega event, please let either of us know, mainly Marcus, but if you send it to me, I'll forward it over to him.
But, Nick, I know people may not know how to reach us because they might not have Twitter or something, but didn't we just get something?
Oh, why? Yes, we did. So, if you go to the AIE Discord, right? Is this what you're leading into? If you go to the AIE Discord, there's a Working Class Nerds channel now where you can chat about all of your Working Class Nerds related topics.
And I think that's awesome. We've been toying with the idea of doing our own Discord for a while, but I think the
way to dip our toe in,
right? The best part is now that we have our our own subreddit in the AI Discord, is it allows everybody that's in the guild to just say, "Hey guys, you guys are terrible,
terrible at your podcast. Stop screwing up the audio." And
but it's awesome. So come check us out in our subreddit Discord and check things out. Last thing I want to say for the guild is great job, B Cavs. He took over MFN as another officer, kind of took a break.
Yeah.
And he's done awesome with it. He's kept it fresh. We've been doing some new things. It's really been fun. And hosting a weekly event, a monthly event, hosting a podcast, all like Max and Seaman, all that, it takes a lot of work to do it.
Yeah.
Some weeks, maybe I'm tired.
Right.
And I don't want to, do a podcast because you're ugly.
And because we just recorded one yesterday and I didn't feel like coming over. Yes, I know exactly what
that's like.
Well,
no, you forgot. You're like, oh.
Yeah, it was Marcus texted me at usually we record around 8-ish or whatever. Marcus texted 7:30, whatever. Text me at 7:10. Hey, what's up, man? You still coming over? I'm like, shit.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
But we wanted to make sure we got you that. Anyways, and again, so great job, B Cavs. Keep it up. And last is Dent again. Thanks for organizing the group last night because, having you run an op usually is really efficient because you have no problem just running through it.
Right.
And jumping in and controlling everything.
So, if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, jump in the Discord, ask for a guild invite, and whether you play SWTOR or any of the other games that AIE plays, or maybe even none of the games that AIE plays, we would love to have you. Come on down. Even if you don't play any of the games that are already listed in the AIE Discord, jump in the Nomads channel, because odds are there's other people playing whatever game you are.
Or have played it. And after all of that, you check all that out, stop by the Working Class Nerds channel and say, yo.
Say what's up.
And make sure you at Nick Vern.
Oh, geez.
Just ping him like crazy
at
in
Nick
there.
Vern, at Nick Vern, at Nick Vern.
Exactly. So then he can log into his Discord and be like, holy shit.
I've got 4 million notifications.
Yeah, and all it is his name. Okay.
And without further ado...
I have to pee.
Whoa, wait a minute. Marcus has to pee?
Yeah, dude.
This is... mark your calendar. It's the first time ever. And
it's May 23rd, 2019.
Episode 45, take 2.
Is it episode 45?
Yep.
Wow, dude.
I know, we're officially old.
Well, no, it's almost our golden episode.
Oh, golden episode. I know. That's pretty crazy. But anyways, we'll be right back. And we're back. So today we're going to talk about SWTOR's Game Update 5.10.3 because, as you said earlier, it's dropping hot off the presses this week, May 28th.
And I remember last night's topic, Norman's Night in the Cave?
Yes.
It was really fun.
It was great. It was an awesome
you
conversation.
Screwed up the sound.
No, you screwed up the sound. You're the one with the mixer in front of you. No, really, truly, it was mostly, it was a slight screw up. With the mixer, like a very slight screw-up, and then it was a mega screw-up by Google Hangout YouTube conversion that, amplified everything out of control.
Yeah, because we had the sound set. We tested it in Audacity, and then as soon as we put it in Google Hangout, it was just like, bleh.
Yeah, but it sounded fine on our headphones. But then...
Yeah, it's because the headphones are coming right from the mixer, and we're actually controlling the sound in our headphones.
Right, separately from what is actually getting recorded.
Correct.
Which we now understand. We didn't quite understand
that
originally.
It's terrible. And I feel so bad for Nick because, hopefully he can come back on. He said he can. He's traveling this upcoming week, vacation or something.
Right.
So, hopefully he can...
come back on the show, but...
I hope so.
I certainly hope so, too. But anyways, without further ado, do you want to... break down 5.10.3?
Yeah.
So, as part of the description for what we're going to get, it says, the remote planet of Dantooine has been thrust into the center of escalating hostilities between the Galactic Republic and the Sith Empire. Spurred on in secret by covert Imperial forces, the Nova Blade pirates have staged an all-out attack on the Pastoral Republic world.
Arrgh.
I always am I don't know. Tempted, I guess would be the right word. I'm always tempted to, do my impression of that announcer from Clone Wars whenever I'm reading one of these. The animated series. Anyways, as the Republic scrambles to defend its key territory at the edge of Imperial space, the Empire plans to capitalize on the chaos and deal a major blow to the longtime Republic bastion. See what I mean?
So, basically, what they're saying is the Republic are on Dantooine, and the Sith are trying to eliminate them.
Yes, but they're like they're funding a terrorist group, the Pirates, to do it instead of directly getting involved.
I'm gonna have to get rid of my Dreadtooth mask for this and get an eye patch, and just run around Dantooine with an eye patch.
Arg.
Arr.
That'd be fun.
Arr. Sorry, this is gonna be the theme.
I know, that is awesome.
But I think the name is right. The Pirate Incursion.
I like that. I don't know what an incursion means. Does that mean like meddling? Let's see what the Google says.
The Pirate Incursion in-game event will initially be available for 2 weeks after 5.10.3 launches.
Okay.
And then it will join the other reoccurring events on rotation. So basically what they're saying is they're going to give us it for 2 weeks straight so like we can dip our toes in. Yeah. And then it'll come every 4 weeks or 6 weeks, whatever that is. Like the rest of, Bounty Contract Week, Degree, stuff like that. Which is fun. But something that's cool that, I don't know if it says it later, that you can visit this planet when the event isn't going on, and it's a complete different planet.
Oh, that's cool. And it's like all peaceful.
Yeah.
And then when like the pirate incursion event happens, oh yeah, I think it says it.
Yeah. But anyways,
it's all like war torn and stuff.
Correct. And characters level 20 and above can travel to Dantooine and take part of the event and enjoy Dantooine because at some point the Imperials, the Sith, the regular Empire, I think they bombard it with stuff because of Princess Leia.
Oh, right.
They don't destroy it like they did Alderaan.
But they definitely mess it up. Oh, for the record, incursion, as defined by Google, is an invasion or attack, especially a sudden or brief one. So, like a pirate strike.
I wonder if they're going to have Captain Jack Sparrow.
Like an Easter egg?
Yeah.
I know. That would be cool.
Or like the Black Ship.
The Black Pearl?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Anyway.
Like a Black Datacron instead of the Black Pearl?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. So anywho, there's a little more info here to get through. The Pirate Incursion. During the event, you'll embark on a variety of both normal and heroic daily missions to support your faction's interests on Dantooine. So you'll have both heroic and normal missions, depending on, to help out the Imperial side or the pub side. The Republic aims to drive off the marauding Nova Blades and thwart the small Imperial strike team sent to destabilize the planet, while the Empire will do anything it takes to weaken the Republic's hold on Dantooine. So the Republic is basically just trying to fight off the pirates and the Empire's SEAL Team 6 that they sent in.
Arr.
It's the 1-2 punch. We need a soundboard for ARG. It also says the Nova Blades have one goal, so the pirates have one goal. Plunder everything they can, no matter who gets in the way.
I think this is going to be fun.
It seems really fun.
I really want to know, is there going to be I hope there's a layer boss of some sort.
I think it would be cool to have one of the boss pirate have a big ship.
And you have to beat the ship.
You have to beat the ship. Yeah.
And you don't fight him with lightsabers of the Force. You just fight him with arr.
It'd be cool it would be cool to have a ship versus ship fight. Not
Then just go play Galactic Starfighter.
That's not what I meant. I meant you have two sets of broadside cannons, and for some reason you have to run back and forth and fire them off at each other and repair them. That would be kind of cool.
What is this, Battleship?
Yeah, kinda.
C6.
See, splash, miss.
Fuck.
F2. You sank my battleship.
Hit.
Yeah. So anywho, it also says, with war intensifying across the galaxy, you find yourself in a unique position to influence the outcome at critical moments. Once you complete the storyline on Osis. Once you complete the storyline on Osis, you'll find that your pivotal choice there affects certain missions on Dantooine.
That's sweet.
That is cool.
So basically, if you sided with the Republic and you were an Imperial, you're going to get to follow that storyline into Dantooine, which is pretty exciting, if you ask me.
Me too. What would be cool is if you were on the Imp side and sided with the Republic, if you were like on the strike team sent into Dantooine and then end up like sabotaging the mission.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Also, too, I really hope that the rewards, they give you these masterwork crystals on Dantooine. Yeah. Just so I don't have to do OSIS anymore, even though I'm like the worst OSIS player ever. Cause I'm not a true MMO player because like all my friends, they all like just grind and grind and grind and grind. And I'm just like, meh.
You just do the operations and call it a day? Yeah.
But anyways.
Also, if you'd rather just take a stroll under the Bilba. If you'd rather just take a stroll under the Bilba trees and enjoy the view of the ruined Jedi Enclave, unobstructed by pirates, you'll have your wish soon. This is what you were referring to. You can still visit and explore Dantooine when the event is not active, and you'll find a few daily missions unique to the peaceful landscape. Dantooine has more daily missions for you to discover, of course. You'll want to conduct a thorough search of the planet to unlock all the secrets it holds.
I'm guessing there's going to be Datacrons.
Yeah, Datacrons.
World Boss. Yeah, and they're just not saying.
All that fun stuff.
But anyways, the one cool thing that I'm really looking forward to in all this is something new for an event and the rewards. Mm-hmm. There's a couple things that you can get that I'm really excited about.
Rewards. Like other recurring in-game events, the Pirate Incursion offers several unique rewards. To earn these rewards, you'll need to reach the appropriate reputation rank with the event faction by completing dailies, and collecting enough tokens to purchase the items you want. Each faction has a vendor in their base and on the planet who sells these rewards, and they have the rewards listed below. You have a Nova Blade and Dantooine Homesteader armor sets, which I think is shown off maybe above in that photo, which seemed pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know one of them is involving a bandana, which I'm always game for.
I'm looking for the eye patch. Arr.
Right. How do you say the next one?
Ugnaught.
Okay.
So the Ugnaught companion, I'm really excited for just because I like companions, and right now, like my main companion, it used to be my wife Lana, but now I have a D15 Corruptor droid.
Yeah.
From the Corruptor Zero
story arc
fight.
Yeah.
And I love it because he has two Corruptor blades, and he's like a Marauder, and it's like double Marauders attacking you, and it's spectacular. But anyways, I'm looking forward to the Ugnaught companion.
That's cool. You can also get, besides the armor sets, the Ugnaught companion, you've got a Walker mount, which is pretty cool. I don't know what kind of walker it is.
I don't either.
It's but that'll be pretty sweet. You've also got a Kathhound mount.
And I love the animal mounts. The animations are sweet.
Yeah. And the Kathhound mini pet, which is pretty sweet. There's also Dantooine-inspired stronghold decorations. So they've got quite like a bunch of cool stuff you can unlock.
So note to self, Nick. Oh, no, I know you can't. Never mind. I was going to say next Tuesday, but you're working next Tuesday.
I am working 3 to 11.
Yep.
In the good old ER.
So, long story short is I'm super looking forward to this. And it's just, I guess I'm more excited for new content.
Yeah.
Rather than what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm just excited that finally some new content, and it doesn't involve OSIS.
Right.
And Dread Fortress hard mode.
Because that's all you've been doing.
Since December.
Yikes. That's a
Dr. SWTOR said that on Utini Cast, and I was just like, we've really been in there since December, and we haven't beat it.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That is a long time to be doing the same op over and over and over.
Oh, my God. But it's progression, right?
Yes.
We're getting there.
You're almost done.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Be the tortoise, not the hare. Because the tortoise finished the race is what I mean. The hare did not. Slow and steady wins the race.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Anywho, you want to wrap this thing up?
Yeah, so prepare. Let's all prepare. And don't forget, we're going to visit Dantooine next week, which is May 28th.
Yep.
And then the last thing is, please, please, please go to the Working Class Nerds Discord in the AIE main Discord channel.
Yep.
And ping Nick over and over and over and over again.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.